Hello, everyone. I was going to say welcome to Grommet Live. This is not Grommet Live, but close. Welcome to the live shopping course, the live shopping crash course. I am your host. I am Marcy McKenna. I know many of you who are on, and I am so excited you guys are all here with me today. This is going to be an awesome webinar. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's going to be the best webinar you have been to all year. We've done a couple of them already, and the response, you guys, has been tremendous. And so it's been really, really exciting to see where everybody's mind frame is right now in regard to live shopping, because you may or may not know that I have been in this space for over 15 years. And for probably all of those 15 years, I kept thinking live shopping is going to come to America in such a big way, so far beyond QVC and HSN ever were or are. And we all know how big they are and were and continue to be. But soon as I saw what was going on in Asia, and so for anybody who doesn't know the history of live shopping, I do want to touch on it real quick while everyone is jumping on here. There's so many people. This is so fun. Hello, Ariane. And let's see, we've got Jules Weldon in the house. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Yay, yay, yay. And Linda and, oh goodness, it's rolling. So I'm going to keep going by just saying, for those of you who don't know the history of live shopping, just to touch on it quickly, it was back in 2016 that when I say the history of live shopping, the history goes way back, but this new era of live shopping, the reason that you guys are all here right now, I know, is to learn about what's happening now in 2025. And let me tell you, it is exciting. And it's not just exciting to see from afar and, you know, all this new stuff happening in e-commerce, but it's exciting specifically for you guys because you have products, you are selling products. And I know, because I do the same, I'm right there with you. I have a product line exclusively on HSN right now, but I'm on Amazon and have sold in brick and mortar. And so I know what you guys are going through. And I know, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, I'd love to hear inside the chat, e-commerce is tough right now. There's a lot of challenges right now. And I know, especially for us smaller brands, independent inventors, people with just one product, trying to get your product found, trying to get your product discovered right now feels like the biggest uphill battle ever. Because in order to, on any level, get it seen, you feel like you have to spend money on ads, and that cost is going up and up and up. I looked at the statistics just recently and was blown away how every live shopping platform, I think Facebook's is up 89%, TikTok's is even beyond that. Crazy. And then you spend that money, and the results that we're seeing for the money that we're spending are dismal. So that's kind of scary. And so, but yet, the platforms like Amazon and everywhere you seem to be, they're just getting more and more crowded. And so it's just this hamster wheel that we're on. Even social media is getting so tough, like keeping up with those algorithms and trying to post something that's going to matter and make a difference and drive traffic. I feel like you guys can feel the pain, and I would love inside the chat if there is any specific e-com issue that is front and center for you. I'd love to know what it is, because one of the reasons Greg and I wanted to do this event for you guys is because we're working with you on a regular basis. So we're hearing this. And I personally know that live shopping can be such a lifeline for smaller brands like yourselves, like me, that can really make such a huge difference in your business. What you are going to learn today, we are going to talk about basically, you know, where it is right now, what's going on, what are all the different platforms, what are all the different ways that we can sell our products live. But we're also going to talk about the game-changing benefits of live shopping that go so far beyond those 10x conversions. Everybody talks about the 10x conversions. And if you haven't heard that before, what I mean by that is that basically people who are selling their products live, they're experiencing conversion rates about 10 times what they are typically. So the typical conversion rate on a regular e-commerce website would be about 2.8%. So when you make the move into live shopping, you will see, and I'm going to tell you all the reasons why this happens, but you will see your conversions go up tenfold. The other thing, and I'll tell you, TikTok just came out with a study. I just saw it a few days ago. They're saying, I don't know whether it's true or not, but they're saying their conversions on TikTok Live are between 30 and 60%. Like, that is insane. And what is so cool, you guys, about this era of live shopping is that you're in control. So all the things I just talked about, of just like you're spending money on ads and you just sit there and you wait and you hope that they make a difference, or maybe you're someone that hired a big fancy marketing company, some Amazon company that tells you they're going to take care of everything and your sales are going to go through the roof, and it doesn't happen. And it's such a helpless feeling to know that the future of your product, the future of your brand is in the hands of an algorithm or an ad company. And so with live shopping, what's happening right now this year, that power goes back to you. And how nice that whenever you want, you can pull that live shopping lever, host your own event very affordably, not with the big ad spend, not with a fancy marketing company. You can do it in the corner of your garage or your office or your living room. You are essentially, it's like live shopping gives you this pop-up shop that costs almost nothing and that you control, and it gives you the reach that is, 24/7 global if you want, depending on where you want to ship to. So you no longer, and granted, I love HSN and QVC. That's where I've had my business all these years. But I know that feeling of everybody, if I could just get my product on HSN and QVC, then I'm going to be successful. I was there, believe me, I know that. And the fact that you're not, that's pie in the sky a long time ago. And now you don't even need that anymore. You can have your own little HSN and QVC whenever you want it. Pretty darn cool. Oh, Risbrella is on, and we've got Bandyware in the house. Oh, I'm so glad. So glad. So many of you guys I have featured on Grommet Live. And so I'm really glad that you guys are here, because I've for so long wanted to talk to you guys about the benefits of you being featured on Grommet Live that go so far beyond that initial show. And you're going to learn all about that during this webinar. The other thing that you guys are going to find out about during this webinar, and this is going to happen sort of near the end of the webinar, so you definitely want to stay on for this, is I have a very special guest who's waiting to join us. And Greg and I have partnered with him. His name is Guillaume Foray, and he's actually joining us from France, so we won't make him wait too long. But he is the founder of a live shopping app. It's actually the #1 live shopping app on Shopify. So all of you, because you're Grommet Brands, you have to be on Shopify. So I know you guys all have Shopify websites. And so this, if you do want to jump into live shopping, this is the app you want to use, because this is all they do is Shopify. So they have perfected it, and they have made it so easy for you guys to go live right from your own website and simulcast, if you want to your own social media channels. So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever you want to do. And we're going to talk about strategy and whether that's the right thing to do, or should it just be from your website or just social. So there's lots of different strategies. So we're going to bring him in. He's going to give you a quick little tour of the app so you can see how seamless it is and just how professional, and oh, you guys are going to flip out. And the best part is that he has put together a very special offering, and I have teased to that in all my emails, so you guys have probably seen that. He's put together an insane offering for you guys that is sort of a no-brainer. So trust me on that one, and you're going to find out all about that. And the other thing, and Greg is not here with me today, and I apologize for that. He is at his son's. There's a big baseball tournament, and they were rained out. And anyway, so his schedule changed last minute, so he's not here. So I am running the show, so go easy on me. But I miss him. We used to do our shows together, so I was hoping we could do this together. But nonetheless, Greg and I did come together to create this, and we said, we know what a huge opportunity this is for all of you guys. And so we thought, what can we do to make this so seamless for them to get started in it? Because this is what's happening. This is not going away. Live shopping is here. And in the US alone, year over year, it's been 36% growth rate. And every time they make a projection of where it's going to be at the end of 2025, they put a stake in the ground. They say it's going to be 50 million, 50 billion. And then they change it quickly. And now it's 70 billion. And now it's 90 billion. So that's how fast it's growing. And the brands that jump in, that get on board, that want to hear about it, want to learn about it, want to get started, are the brands that are going to skip ahead, and they're going to dominate the space, dominate their categories. And we want that to be you guys. We want you guys to be on the forefront of what's happening with live shopping. And that makes it sound like this is in its infancy, but I'm sure you know it's not in its infancy, and that it is alive and well in a huge way. And I have talked about some of the different platforms and the different things that are happening, and I'm going to get into that a little bit more in just a second. But when Greg and I were going back and forth about it and thinking, what could we do? That was when I thought, these are all Shopify brands. I'm going to get with this app that I think is the best of the best and see what we can do with them. So that is why he is here, and we're going to go through that. And then, as many of you know, I founded the Live Shopping Academy. And so I have the power with the Live Shopping Academy to do something special for you guys too. And so that's what we have done, is put together a whole package that is just going to make it so easy for you guys to jump in, assuming what I share with you today makes sense for your business, which I don't think I can think of any business on Grommet that it doesn't make sense for. So I think you guys are going to be super excited. And so I'm going to share all of that with you guys at the end. But as we get started, I am going to, and I'm seeing all of the questions and all the comments and everything. I do want to tell you that we are going to do a Q&A at the end. And so keep the questions coming. This is great because, and Jen, my great moderator, is here with me, and she's going to be kind of sifting through and making sure that I'm seeing them all and that we will get things addressed inside this webinar today. Okay, so definitely keep them coming. I love it. I'm going to bring up my little slide deck and I don't love slides, I'm going to be honest, but they're good for me because they keep me, I get passionate and I get going and I just go off on tangents. So this definitely will keep me in check a little bit. And I'll just touch on this slide. The only reason I'm going to touch on this slide, because most of you do know me, but for those who don't, but more importantly, because I want to talk about why I'm so passionate about live shopping and why I got into it, and why I'm so excited that it is blowing up so big. And so I'm just going to tell you a little quick story, and that is that I actually got my start back about 15 years ago. I was on an invention reality show that Kelly Ripa did, and the winner of that show got to have her product featured on HSN. And not only her product, but she was going to be the one to feature her product in HSN. So stars were aligned, and I ended up winning that competition. And I had no experience whatsoever, never bought anything, never watched a show, nothing. But I didn't know what it was. And in my mind, like maybe many of you feel, I thought, gosh, with this one particular product, if I could get that on QVC or HSN, I am going to be a bazillionaire, because I just had that feeling. And so when I found out that I won, it was just so exciting. And right away, I started watching HSN because I thought I better learn what this is all about. And so how do these hosts do this and all of that? And I'm watching. Joy Mangano was the one that was hosting. Many of you might know her. She is the queen of home shopping. You may have seen the movie they did on her called Joy. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, especially being inventors, I would definitely do that. But nonetheless, I'm watching the show just to learn. And by the end of the show, I had bought 4 of her products. It was on for an hour. And I thought, how did that happen? Like I had no intention of buying anything. And I thought about it because I wanted to learn from her. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know what? By the end of the show, I felt such a connection with her that I felt like I knew her and I could trust her. And so what she was telling me, I dove in with both feet. And she gave me so many cool ideas for how to use these that I would have never thought of. And so I was just intrigued and excited about this new medium. And I started to picture myself selling my own product in that way. And then fast forward a couple months and I go to the HSN studio and I'm mesmerized and I'm in the green room. And it's a little like Las Vegas. There's screens everywhere. And I'm watching the numbers on the screens. And that's what felt like Las Vegas. And I was blown away by what I saw. blown away by the volume, the number of people that were on buying, and the frenzy that was happening to buy as soon as you could. It was incredible. And it was in that moment that I just kind of, in my mind forever, was thinking, this is so far beyond any other shopping experience. And I want to figure out what the magic is. And I want to learn it and I want to do it. And so I did. I have never looked back. But the reason I created the Live Shopping Academy is because during COVID, I was flying back and forth from California to Florida to sell my products live. During COVID, when they shut down all the studios, we thought we were going to go on hiatus and then we would pick up when this whole thing was over. But what happened was they called us and they said, no, we want you to go live from your living room. And I think I had an air date just a few days out. And here's the recommendation for a camera. Not even a camera. Here's a recommendation for a ring light and a mic was what it was. Not here's instructions on how to set it up. It was just, you were left out in the cold to figure this thing out on your own. And let me tell you, it was a disaster. There was so much trial and error. I bought so much equipment that I sent back, and then I bought more, sent back because it wasn't right. It was crazy. But once, and I kept saying to myself, if I ever figure this out, I'm going to teach other people because this is a nightmare. And if I can help somebody else, I'm going to do that. But what happened was, as I started to figure it out, then I thought, whoa, I could actually do this on Amazon, because I knew Amazon Live had just started, because now I know how to do this. And then I thought, okay, I had the tech down, but how do I get people to come to my show if I do Amazon Live? And so then I kind of got obsessed with how to drive traffic to the show. And then once I went live, I'm thinking, what do I say to these people? How do I keep these people on? How do I get them? It was just this whole thing that I had to figure out. And it took so much time and so much trial and error that, again, I said, once I figure all of this out, it's so powerful and makes such a difference in my world. And I have seen firsthand what a difference it makes in pretty much anybody who starts, that I knew, and especially when I started working with all of you at Grommet, and I just feel like I know you guys so well and I want you to succeed. I wanted to put this together and just give you this straight path to start live shopping and to have success with it and to get your product found by more people, to grow your following, increase your sales, and build just a thriving business that is predictable, that is in your hands and not in the hands of marketers and ad spend and all of that yucky stuff that we have to deal with. So when this year came, and many of you guys let me know in the chat if you guys know who Gary Vee is. So many of you guys actually have sent me posts saying, Marcy, have you seen this? Because he is screaming about it from the rooftops. He has been actually talking about it for years, but this year he pumped it up because I think he is an investor in one of the platforms called Whatnot, for those who don't know of that. But he's made a big difference. It's really gotten people excited. And so around the world, it's been huge since 2016. This year, it is on target to hit over 700 billion. I think it's close to 800 billion globally. Insane. And there's no end in sight. It's not like it's slowing down. This is not a trend. This is where e-com is going and is now. And so kudos to all of you for being here to learn about this and to take your business to the next level, because it's really exciting. So moving on, just a little bit about what we're going to talk about today, which I've hit on. But so the state of live shopping, again, I've already hit on much of that, but just to kind of hammer that home a little bit more, they just did a new live shopping report came out on what's happening with it. And one that kind of blew my mind that I wanted to share with you guys, and I put it in an email, but some of you may not have seen that, is that 1 in 4 people that sell live right now are earning over $300,000 a year. 1 in 4. That's a pretty good statistic. And the Whatnot platform that I had talked about earlier or mentioned a second ago, they segmented it by Gen Z and Gen X and all of that. And I was just looking at the Gen Z. Gen Z, 1 in 4. I mean, these are young kids. 1 in 4 is making over 150,000 a year selling on Whatnot. So I think the best story I can tell that, in fact, I'm going to go back here for a second. I love this story. This is a podcast actually, and I heard this on a podcast, and I had put it in an email, and I don't know if anybody ended up listening to the podcast, but it was a story that I thought I really want to share this with Grommet Brands and Bold Style members who are also on here, because this is all of you. This is me, this story, and this is what's possible right now. This was just a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, that I listened to this podcast, and it was done with Helium 10. You guys might know Helium 10, Serious Sellers podcast. And there was a guest on, and his name was Jared. And Jared had a product line on Amazon. It was a men's underwear line. And he was having a good amount of success with that men's underwear line. And he was on one of his treks to Asia, to China, to look at new sourcing partners and things like that. And while he was there, he had the opportunity to go into some of the live shopping studios that go on everywhere in China. And he had never seen anything like it. He was completely blown away, because in every corner of the studio, there was somebody else selling live, and the amount of sales, the amount of dollars that were coming in at any given minute, let alone hour or day, was so insane. And so he was like, what is this happening in the US? How do I get in on this? And when he got back to the US, he wanted to find out what was going on. Little did he know, and I bring this up because most Amazon brands don't know, and you guys, many of you are Amazon brands, let me know if you know, didn't even realize he had access to Amazon Live, that he could go live whenever he wants on Amazon Live. Did you guys realize that that is something that you have access to? So he was surprised about that. And then he learned about TikTok. And so he kind of just decided, I'm going to try this thing because it's working. I mean, what he saw in Asia was insane. And so he did. And he's a person with his men's underwear line that he is a behind the scenes kind of guy. He never in a million years imagined he'd be in front of the camera. But because of what he saw, he decided just to try it and go live and see what happened. So he went in front of the camera. I will tell you that today, this was not long ago, today, he goes live about 4 to 5 hours a day, TikTok Shop, TikTok Live, and he sells on average about $12,000 per hour. And I love that, because he has one product line that was having marginal success on Amazon, and that's what's possible. If you know what's there, you can do this very quickly and take control of your business. And I'm going to piggyback that story with another one that Gary Vee, and this is just really quick because it reminded me, he was doing something on Whatnot where he has people call in and people are talking about their live shopping experiences. And this couple that called in was saying how, Gary, I'm so glad you told us about live shopping because it's changed our world and we can't even keep up with the number of orders that happen every time we go live. So much so that we stopped going live because we need to fill all the orders. We don't have time to fill the orders that are coming in. And he just said, what? Why would you stop going live when you're having so much success that you can't keep up with the orders? You realize that you can hire somebody to either host the show for you while you're filling the orders, or better yet, you're hiring someone to fill the orders and you're going live. And that, to me, when I heard it, I thought, I coupled that with the Jared, and I thought, you know what? This is a paradigm shift with live shopping, because I'm used to the QVC HSN and Amazon Live where I'm doing maybe once a quarter, once a month. I mean, I actually personally do it once a week, but when I'm helping brands get started with it, I was thinking, just do once a month, just do once a quarter, whatever you're comfortable with and can be consistent with is what matters. And we'll get into that. But now with what's happening, this is going to be, you guys, this is a part of your business. This is, you wake up in the morning and you go live, just like you get in the car and you drive to your office or your warehouse or storefront or whatever it is. Part of being in a product business right now is live selling. It just is. And that's a great thing because live selling works. And it works on so many levels, it is going to blow your mind. Let's get into those levels because it's so exciting for product-based businesses like all of you. And yes, do we love the money? Do we love the conversions and the sales? We love that. But as you get started, I want to just right up front caution you. I don't want you to think that the first time you go live, you're going to have 1 million sales and you're going to be a millionaire. That's not how it works. And this is what concerns me about live shopping right now, is so many people. In fact, I had posted something and someone said, oh, I tried that on Poshmark and it didn't work at all. One show on Poshmark and it didn't work at all. And I thought, I really want to make sure people understand that live shopping really is a marathon. It's not a sprint. This is not a one show, one and done kind of a thing, because live shopping is not just about sales. In fact, I almost put sales as, if you care about your business and you actually want to have a successful long-term business, it's about the bigger picture. And I'm going to share 5 actual game-changing things, game-changing benefits that happen with live shopping. And then you'll see why it's about the bigger picture and why it's important to stay the course. Because if you do stay the course, you are going to build an audience that is so loyal that they will be there every time you launch a new product, every time you launch a new gift set, every time you do anything. They're going to want to be front and center to hear about it, to buy it, to share it. And that's what happened. Many of you guys probably know Beekman 1802, the goat milk skincare. Who knows Beekman? I love their story, because it's 2 really cool gentlemen that they were out of job and trying to think, how are we going to make money? And they had neighbors that had goats, and they got this light bulb of, let's do something with goat milk. Let's make a goat milk skincare line. And clearly I'm simplifying this, but they went on QVC and built an incredible business. But I've been watching them from the beginning. And what was incredible about what they did was, yes, they had QVC, which is another level, but they had the foresight to right away start doing it on their own website. And that's where they really were able, because they weren't under QVC telling them you have a 10-minute sell, you have a 5-minute sell. They could be on as long as they want. There were no rules on their own website to what they could sell and do and all of that. And so the authentic connection that they have built, it did not take long for them. Not just recently, but a few years ago, they sold close to 100, or stake in their company of close to 100 million, but they're still going strong. And now they do about 35 million a year, most of which is through live shopping, and they're doing TikTok shop and all the different channels, primarily on their website. And you'll understand why that's so important shortly, and why Live Me Up, who we're going to bring in at the end, is so key to that, because he makes it so easy to do it on your own website. So without any further ado, let's get into those game-changing strategies that I know you guys want to hear about. And again, keep the questions coming. Let's see. Okay, Howard, awesome. Howard says he's gone on Amazon Live a few times. I'm so happy to hear that, because he's been on a few of my shows. And we did a webinar yesterday, and somebody chimed in and said, I was so inspired that I went live. Actually, it was a Grommet brand that she went live yesterday, and it was so much fun. She can't wait to do it again. And then Beth, somebody else, was on yesterday, and she said, yeah, I jumped in and I did one Amazon Live, and I kind of forgot about it. And then I went back and looked at the analytics, and I realized I did $12,000, and I didn't even realize it. So that's the kind of stuff. It's like when you just do it, you can just blow your mind. I'm going to skip over this slide. I do love it, but in the interest of time, I'm going to get to the juice. Okay, these are the 5 big ones. So we talked about conversions, so that goes without saying. We know, but here's the thing. I do want to say why. And so I'm not going to skip over that one. The reason that your conversions are going to go up so exponentially actually does go back to that other slide, I will say. And that is because, conversions in brick and mortar are way higher than conversions in e-commerce. That's the beautiful thing about brick and mortar, is that when somebody walks into a store, they get to have that kind of concierge level service. They get to have that sort of white glove experience. They get to have a tactile experience where they're touching things, they're trying things on, they're asking questions, they're getting their questions answered, they're getting to, see three-dimensional of what the products actually, how they work and all of that. And that works for conversion, because if you have all your questions answered, if you know exactly what size it is, if you know everything you could know about it, chances are you're going to buy it. It's the conversions in e-commerce just 2.8% on average right now. That's dismal. And so that's why when you bring live shopping into the mix, it gives you that almost the same experience of walking into a store. And in a lot of ways, a way better experience, because not only do you get the get all your questions answered and all of that. But you also, there's a community thing happening. There's a FOMO thing happening. There's excitement of other people asking questions and chiming in and buying and getting in on a special one, today only deal, things like that. And so that really drives excitement and fun. And so that's why conversion rates go up, just like they do in brick and mortar, but even higher. So that's it just kind of goes, it's just kind of part of the game. That's just how it works. And then here's what's exciting about that same kind of walking in brick and mortar experience that you're getting with live shopping. I'm going to skip to number 4, and that is returns are going to go down right away, exponentially. They're averaging going down about 50%. And if you are someone on Amazon, anywhere really these days, you know that returns can absolutely kill a business. Last year in the US, returns amounted to $890 billion, because that is the way our minds work when we shop on these e-com platforms. Is, oh, I'm just going to buy a bunch of it and take it back if I don't like it. Take it back if it's not what I thought it was going to be. Where in live shopping, you know what it's going to be, because you have got to ask those questions. You've got to see whether it's clothing and someone's trying it on or whatever it is. You've gotten a demo of it. And so, and not only that, but most times the host or the inventor of the product is talking about all these tips and tricks for how to use it and different kind of unexpected ways to use it that you might not have thought of. And they're sharing how not to use it. And so, by the time it comes to your door, you know exactly what the product is, exactly how to use it, exactly how not to use it. And maybe you've bought a few more of them to gift to other people because you learned some great gifting ideas for that product. And so the chances of you returning it when you have all of that go way down. Simultaneously, I love this, and this is so true. I didn't expect this, but it became very true for me, is that your positive reviews are going way up, because not only are they so satisfied with the product when it gets there, but they have gotten to know you during that process. You've connected with them on an authentic level. And so they're so much more apt to write that positive review if you give them a QR code or you send them an email and ask them to. If it's some faceless brand on Amazon that doesn't put a vowel in the name of their company, that who are these people? What, I'm not going to write a positive review for. I'm not going to take time out of my day to do that. But when they know you, because they've gotten to know you on your show, they're going to take time. They just do. And so that's an amazing, we know how important those positive reviews are. So that's something, another one of those just kind of unexpected things. The other thing that happens, you guys are going to love this. Everybody, I think this is kind of for every e-com brand, every product-based business, we're all trying to get our average order values up, right? That's kind of, why wouldn't you want your average order value to go up? And live shopping is the single easiest way to do that. You will see when you start doing live shopping that it just becomes a no-brainer for the person that was originally there just to buy one thing to buy 4 or 5 things. And I'm going to use the example, and some of you have heard me say this before, but I'm going to do it again because it's an easy example, is behind me, my beauty case right there is one of my hero products on HSN. And the average order value on that, I should have actually found the exact one to share with you, but it's very high when I feature that. And the reason it's so high is there's 2 reasons. Number one, I feature it live. And when I'm featuring it live, I'm talking about all the organization that's built into it, but then I'm also showing them these other products that you can use with it inside of it. In fact, I design other products to use inside of it. And so they end up buying not just the beauty case, but also the jewelry organizer that goes inside, and also the makeup mirror that goes inside, all these other little add-ons, because I'm showing them how seamlessly and cool they work together. And then the real kicker is, as soon as I start talking about gifting, and I'll open it up and show ways that I gifted and different kind of skincare that I put inside, or nail polish, or maybe even pajamas or something like that. And then I talk about all the different occasions and all the people who would appreciate it and why. And right there, they may have come to buy one beauty case, and by the time they're done, they're buying 7 or 8 of them for gifting. And so that's why live shopping, you can't do that on a regular static listing page. It doesn't happen. So there's other creative ways to get average order values up, but you feel like you're just this uphill trying to make it happen. Live shopping, it just happens. It's just really natural for that to happen. Let's see. Number 3 could be my favorite. And this could, I want to say it is just going to be music to almost all of your ears. I don't know who it wouldn't be music to. And that is the exponential growth of your subscriber and follower lists. Now, I do want to point out these are 2 different things, followers and subscribers. And that's important here because these are 2 ginormous benefits that you're going to get from live shopping if you do it right and if you know how to do it. And so we do teach all of this inside the Live Shopping Academy, all these kind of little tricks to it. But first of all, one, my sort of unicorn strategy, you guys, if you've been on Grommet Live, you know this about me. Every single live shopping event I do, whether it's Grommet or Amazon or Facebook or anything, I always do a giveaway. And I actually always do 2 giveaways. I do one halfway through and one at the end. And why I call it a unicorn strategy is because you can't believe all the things that one giveaway can do for your business, especially as you get started with live shopping. Because of course it can drive viewers to your show. And that's probably what I get asked that all the time is, how do I get people? I don't have a big following. How am I going to get people to go to my event? Doing a giveaway, even if it costs you a little bit of money to do that giveaway, it is money so well spent. It's so much less than you'll ever spend on any ad or any, anything marketing related. So you do a giveaway, it drives traffic to your event. But in that process of driving traffic to your event, you're also building your email subscriber list. There is no faster way. You guys probably already know how important that email subscriber list is. There's nothing more important. No amount of followers on YouTube, Facebook, anywhere is going to equate to your email list. That's a whole nother webinar. But nonetheless, live shopping makes that so easy. So if you run a giveaway, people are opting in, and it's not just any people. People opt into giveaways they really want to win. So if you are giving something away that aligns with your product line in any way, even if it's not your product line, you are building a very targeted email list. And that's a great thing. And then people actually end up showing up to your event because they want to find out if they won. And then they end up staying on the event until the end because they want to find out if they won. And not only that, we make it really fun during the show we mention the giveaway throughout. Sometimes I'll give everybody an opportunity to get a second entry into that giveaway. And I do that for 2 reasons. Number 1, it keeps everybody engaged and having fun, and that just kind of lends something to the event in a festive way. But number 2, it ignites the chat. And when it comes to live shopping, if you can master how to get that chat going, that's huge. And there's lots of different strategies to doing that, but that's one of them that I'll share here, and we share a lot more inside the Live Shopping Academy, things that I've just kind of learned and figured out myself over the years. But the chat is everything, because what happens with the chat, and I usually explain this during the shows, is the powers that be at the different social media platforms that you're on, they pay attention. And when they see engagement going on inside an event, especially an event that goes on for any length of time, they love it. I will tell you, there's been several articles written lately about how all YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of the platforms right now, this year, they are favoring live shopping events. They love live shopping events. So if you are hosting a live shopping event and it is on their platform, you're in their good graces because you are hosting an event that keeps people there for an extended period of time and gets the engagement going. So they reward that. So when your chat gets going, they're working behind the scenes to push more people to your event. And so you might start your event with like a handful, 5, 10 people. And then you get off and you go look at your analytics and you're like, what? I had 2,000 people on that? That's the magic of what happens behind the scenes. That is organic. You are not paying for that. And not only are they pushing just anybody to your show, but they are actually, experts, or I don't know, it's the tech that does it, but they're looking for lookalike audiences. So people that They're looking at the people that are already watching, and they're bringing people like that because they know those people are engaged. And so they want to bring more people that are going to stay on there. So it is a very wonderful aspect of live shopping that happens without you spending a dime. Pretty darn cool. But then once you get them there, once you see that these people are there, you got to keep mentioning that giveaway, because that's how you're going to get their data. That's how you're going to get their email and be able to communicate with them after. And there's other things too. I use a tool called Mini Chat that allows me to connect with them directly. And so even if they don't purchase during the show, afterward, I now have their email, so I can say, thanks so much for joining me. In case you missed out on the 20%, we're extending it for another week. And so here's the code if you want to get in on it. And so it's just such a great thing to keep that connection going afterward. And let's see, did I get all those? Oh, okay. So number 5, SEO ranking. This is another huge one, and one that I did not see coming, wouldn't have even crossed my mind. But you can significantly improve your SEO ranking by live shopping. And how do you do that? Couple things. Number 1, I would love for you to host, which is again why I'm so happy Live Me Up is here. Host your events from your own website. And even if you have 1 follower, if you have no following, host it from your website for this reason, so that you can increase your SEO ranking. But then I would also simulcast it to the different social platforms, so that it's a hybrid kind of a strategy, so that you're allowing the system to work for you on the social platforms to grow your audience and build your subscriber list. But on your own, what's happening is, like my Grommet live shows, my average watch time is about 28 minutes. The average time that someone typically spends on a website page is somewhere between 40 to 60 seconds, 40 to 55 seconds in there. So what's happening is, even if people only stay for 5 minutes or something like that, that's a heck of a lot more time on your website than 40 seconds or 50 seconds. And Google loves that. That is huge, that you would have all these people coming to your website and actually hanging out there for a half an hour, hopefully more. That really drives that SEO. And the other thing that's happening is, every time you host something on your site, you are also giving fresh content to your site. And we all struggle to do that. And I don't know how many people really realize that that's actually really important to your SEO ranking, is that you're actively adding things that are fresh to your website. So this just takes all of that off your plate, because it's happening automatically when you host live shopping events from your site. So that is, again, just something that who would have thought, but it's another insanely good benefit. Okay, lots of questions going on. I know Jen's doing a good job keeping track of them, so I'm going to keep going. But those are essentially the big benefits. The other thing I just want to say briefly to anyone who is an inventor, which I know a lot of you guys are, but even if you're not an inventor, you're just someone who even is looking to, maybe you're someone that sources products that align with your brand. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a mad scientist inventor, but live shopping is my number 1, hands down, best product development tool, best product research, market research tool, both of those. I use it all the time for that. And it is completely minimizes my risk of failure with the product, because I have used my events to, I do a lot on Facebook Live with my HSN, people who love HSN. I invite them to my Facebook Lives when I'm getting ready to either design a new product or launch a new product. And I want to get their opinions on colors and styles. And do you like gold hardware or silver hardware? And what feature do you love the most? What could you live without? And they love being a part of that. And then, and it really helps me, because I can take the data from that show, take it to my buying team at HSN and say, this is what they want. They love this. All of, 100% said they would buy that at this price point. And we make big decisions about my HSN product line from those shows. And so I cannot encourage you enough to host shows like that when it comes to product development. It's really, really important. And not just because of that, but also because you've now involved your customer in your your designs. And so when you finally launch it, they can't wait for it to launch because they were a part of it. And then they want to share it with other people too. So you have kind of this built-in tribe for that product. So it's a really another great benefit. Okay, moving on to the next slide here. Okay, I promised you guys I would talk to you about the 5 critical elements of successful live shopping events. And I do this because these are the things that I have learned over the years. And these are the things that I teach to anybody I work with who wants to launch a live shopping event. And these, I think a good story to tell, a brief one, is that when Amazon Live first started, if anybody was watching back then, 2019, this is one of the reasons I think it has been kept so under the radar at Amazon, is so many people went live on Amazon with no strategy, no structure to the show, awful audio, it sounds like they're inside of a shower, cameras that were dirty, they'd walk to the bathroom and come back. I mean, these shows were really unwatchable. And so what was happening is you would scroll through all these shows, but you'd stay on for 2 seconds and move to the next because it was that bad. And so on one hand, I appreciate when people say live shopping is so easy. You could just take your phone and just mount your phone and go live, because that would be so great if that's all it was. That'd be amazing. And yes, you can do that. Technically, there are no rules. You can absolutely do that. But are people going to stay on for any length of time? Are people going to, people are going to get bored if there's no structure to the show. I would love for you guys to think about your live shopping events like you're hosting a party, you're hosting an event, and you've invited all these people, and you want them to feel taken care of, and they want to feel like they're in good hands, and there's somebody kind of taking the reins and making stuff happen. And so does that mean that you need to have a script that you need to know from beginning to end exactly what you're saying? No. In fact, to the contrary, I don't want you to be scripted at all. Authenticity is just where it's at, especially in this new age of live shopping. It's amazing. So that's really good news. But I do want you to have a sense of confidence when you're on camera. I think that's really important, because when you do have a sense of confidence, you're able to really tell your story on a whole nother level. You're able to engage the audience on another level. You're not nervous. And so that element is really important, getting to a point where when you go live, you can feel good. And so we do inside the Live Shopping Academy, there is a whole module kind of devoted to all of those strategies. It's not something you're born with, contrary to what most people think. Being confident on camera can very much be taught. There is sort of a path to that. There are little strategies and things. And I was lucky enough to go through the formal training at QVC and HSN multiple times and work with these insanely good hosts and learn all of that from them. And so that's all stuff that I put inside the academy, because I want you guys, that if that's the number one thing I want for you, is to feel great on camera and to feel comfortable and to not be afraid to go live, because that's going to serve you well so far beyond live shopping. I mean, that is the age that we are living in, where you just have to be on camera for Zooms and all kinds of stuff. So if you can get to a point where there is no fear, there is no hesitation, that's a really great thing. And the audience feels that in you. And so that's super, super important. And then the other thing that happened on Amazon Live that I just mentioned was that setup. The camera quality, the lighting, the distractions in the background, where you're positioned, the top of the camera line, all of that, where the lighting is, all of those kind of elements are what make one live shopping event look like a high quality event that you want to be a part of and you want to just stay engaged in, versus one that you're like, what the heck is going on there? And you're swiping. And the good news is it costs very little nowadays to achieve a high quality event, but you do have to know what you need. And it's very basic. I do have actually a live shopping gear guide. In fact, I'll have Jen put that in the chat and you guys can grab that. The way I did it was sort of good, better, best. So depending on your budget, it's kind of exactly what you need to go live. Can you do even more high quality? Yes, but I wanted to kind of keep it within reason, just kind of what you need. So grab that if you haven't already. You can also get it on my website. And The other thing I mentioned is that structure. And so all of this is kind of pre-show, getting set up, is making sure you've got the right equipment, the right setup, making sure you're in a good space to do it if you're the one that's going to be hosting. And so that is another thing that happens in that foundational element is making decisions like that about who is going to host your events. Is it going to be you, or are you thinking maybe you're going to hire a host to do it? Where do you find those hosts? If you are going to hire a host, really important to set them up for success and to make sure that they have the skills to be able to carry an audience. That is so much more important, that they can engage authentically, that they can passionately get behind your product, and that they know your product inside and out. That's really hard to find. And so that's why I typically would always love for you to be the one to go live. But for a lot of people, it's a hybrid kind of a situation where sometimes they do, but other times they hire people to do that. And so we help you know where to find those people and find the right ones. Because for a long time, in the beginning days, it was all, this was part of, I think, the Amazon Live problem as well, is, and many platforms that I've met with too have shared this with me, the thought that you have to have this big influencer with a lot of followers to do well in live shopping. What has turned out to be true is the opposite of that, is that that's not translating to live shopping. They're two different skill sets, pretty pictures and captions versus somebody that can engage, connect, really describe and demo a product effectively, and problem solution and features and benefits, and all of that is a whole different skill set. And so if you do find someone that you think would be really great and you are part of Live Shopping Academy, I would like for you to share that module with them so that they are really good for your events, so that they know how to keep the audience engaged, they know strategies to get that chat going. That's super important. And also just simple things. In that same module, we talk about power words. And so what words you can use that are going to be way more effective and resonate more with an audience and create an add to cart moment than another word. So I always use the example of when I went through training at QVC, they taught us to never say the A word, which is amazing. Just don't say amazing, whatever you do. And I do that. I was probably more guilty of that than anybody, because amazing in their eyes, and I think they're dead on, it really doesn't tell you much. It tells you very little. So having those descriptive words that can really captivate an audience are super important. So I have a whole sort of a power word bank is what I call it, that you get. And just really, it's one of my favorite. As simple as it is, it's so important. Really, really is. So we talked about the high quality event, host selection. Again, it's, whether it's you or hybrid, just making sure that the training is there, that they can carry the show. The other thing I want to mention, going back to the foundation, is that when I talk about the structure, I call it inside the Live Shopping Academy a run of show, that you do have something that is thought out ahead of time of the different things that you want to hit during the show. So if you've set up the goal for the show, what are you trying to achieve? Is it sales? Are you trying to grow your following? Are you trying to reduce returns? So you really want to educate, or whatever that goal is. And we can talk about different goals that you can have for each event and what the format is going to be for that. Are you going to have a guest come in, or is it just going to be you just having fun with your followers? Whatever it is, we need a run of show so that that guest does feel taken care of all the way through. And so that at the end of the show, you're not going, shoot, I wish I would have said that. Or shoot, I didn't remind anybody to do the giveaway, so I didn't get the followers that I wanted. If you have all that set up ahead of time, and even if you paste it on your wall, tape it to the wall, wherever you put it, it's just little bullet points that keep you moving along and achieving what you want to achieve at the end. So really, really important. Pre-show promotion. Now, I almost hesitate to have that one in here because I do want to kind of take a weight off your shoulders and say that, because I know it's a big thing for everybody, is what if nobody comes? What am I going to do? Who would come? Why would they come? How do I get them there? The truth is, if nobody comes, that's okay. It's still okay. Because with live shopping, the real benefit is what happens after the show. And so many people don't realize that. That's a game changer. If my first show, there were 3 people. I think by the end there were probably 9, and I was kind of so down on myself. And then it didn't take me long to have that light bulb of, does it really matter if anybody's there? Because it's really, look at this content that I have. And so that idea of, why can't I take this show and give it to a $10 an hour editor on Fiverr and have them turn it into these pieces of content that I can repurpose across all my social channels, in my emails, on my product listing pages, create shoppable videos. So that is magic, because it takes the weight off your shoulders of having to have a ton of people there, although who wouldn't want that, because that creates a whole nother level of sales and FOMO and all of that. But if you don't have that, you have this content, basically content creation machine for social media without you even trying, other than doing your event. It is so cool. And so that, the whole trying to think of what to post and what are they going to like, this gives you that content. Every show you do gives you that content. So super, super valuable. But when you get more comfortable, when you're ready to, really build that show and build that audience, there are lots of different strategies to do that. I mentioned one of them already, but we've got several of them in the Live Shopping Academy. One of them being the giveaway is the one that I already mentioned. But I have sort of a whole, Jen and I, a whole what I call SOP, so standard operating procedure, before every live shopping event, and kind of a launch runway for that event to build the excitement, build the audience, and all of that. And so because it took me so long to create all that and to figure all that out, I'm basically just kind of opening my vault of all the things that I do and giving them to anyone who is inside the Live Shopping Academy. Because again, I want you to have that straight path. I don't want you to spend a bunch of time figuring all that out when I've already figured it out. And so you can use that, you can tweak it and make it your own, and your colors and your branding and all of that. But I want you to be able to easily promote your event and not have to reinvent the wheel on that. And then the post-show strategy, we already hit on that. That's way more important than the pre-show. That's where the gold happens for sure. And you're going to see with Live Me Up, and we're going to bring him in very shortly here, that he makes it so easy to have those shoppable videos and put those shoppable videos on your product listing pages and in social media in various places, so that every live shopping event becomes a 24/7 sales machine for your products. You are selling products in your sleep without having to come up with new content and all of that. It's awesome. So awesome. Okay, let's see. Lots of good questions I'm seeing already. All right, guys, I'm going to get into, because I've already kind of talked about the Live Shopping Academy throughout, but I want you to know exactly what's there. And because if you are excited as I am and have been for years about live shopping, if you can see how this can change your business, if you can see how this can kind of put you back in control and get sales going and drive your followers. I mean, I should have slides in here with success stories, because so many of the success stories that all of the platforms will tell you about and that they have on their websites are much more about, they grew their following by 2,000%. They grew their number of followers by 6,000 in 3 shows. It's that kind of stuff that you could never dream of that happens very seamlessly with live shopping. And so I'm so excited for you guys to just dive into all of it. It's so exciting. So with the Live Shopping Academy, what the heck is it? So basically, as a member of the Live Shopping Academy, you will have access to a lifetime access to the Live Shopping Academy course. It is an online but also interactive video-based course with 6 different modules. And it kind of does align with the 6 things I just shared with you, where there is that module that's all about the foundation and rolling up your sleeves and making those really important decisions about your live shopping strategy, who your ideal target market is and how to go after them with these shows, which helps you determine what's the right platform for you to be on with your show. And is it important for you to be on your own site, or are you in the stage where the marketplace platforms like Amazon Live and whatnot, is that going to be a better strategy for you? So it's different for everybody, for sure. And so in that foundational stage, that's what we do, is we really figure out all those decisions of who's going to host, how long are your events going to be. I want to give you guys one tip on this before I move on, because I used to say a half an hour, just minimum half an hour. And some people say 15 minutes. Here's the truth, because I do it a lot. And so I've seen this in action, but then I've actually also heard from various people that this is true. On TikTok, if you were selling on TikTok Live, you want to be on for a minimum of 90 minutes. 90 minutes, and I know that sounds daunting to a lot of you, but when you have that structure in place, when all of that weight is lifted off you, it's going to be seamless and it's going to be easy and fun, and you're going to want to keep going. I do 2, sometimes 3-hour shows. So what happens at 90 minutes on TikTok is that's when the algorithm kicks in. So they really don't take you seriously until you're at 90 minutes. And so that's why Jared, I'll go back to him, that's why he's on for 4 to 5 hours at a time. And so my minimum that I will say to you guys, at least an hour, because that's where I see it kicking in on the other platforms as well. So you do want to do that. And again, it's really not difficult when you know how to keep the audience engaged and all of that. It just becomes a lot of fun. So again, that's where we make all those decisions. That's where we plan out all of your events for the year, where you're thinking about all the different occasions that you want to be able to jump on, because your product aligns great with that, different times of year and things like that. So all that kind of planning, the different formats, what your run of show is going to look like standard. And then we also have the module that is all about the hosting strategies that we talked about. And then there is the lights, camera, go live. And that is the actual event. And that is the lighting and the camera and all of that. But also the tech, all the things that can go wrong, and understanding ahead of time how to make sure that you have covered all of your bases before you go live. Because I cannot tell you, and if you've been following any of my shows, you know this is true. There were so many times when I didn't know all those things. And so I would make mistake after mistake and have to restart and reload all the products oh God. But that's why I put all that in here. So that is not going to happen for you guys. And we talk about all the pre-show, the post-show. So you name it. My goal with the Live Shopping Academy is soup to nuts. When you decide you want to get started, this is what I've created with Live Shopping Academy is what I would have given my life for when I started in this world. This is everything that I have learned. So I want my whole goal, especially with you guys, because of what we've put together with you guys, is that I want to hold your hand and really be behind you as your partner to ensure your success, to make sure you know exactly how to promote it, exactly how the tech is going to work, exactly how to engage your audience, all of that. And so that is all there for the taking inside the Live Shopping Academy. You're also becoming a member of the private community of other people who are starting with live shopping. And so that is super cool, because that's where you guys kind of can bounce off each other and, oh, I just did a live and it sucked, and this is why. I need your help. Will you watch it and tell me what you think? Kind of a hot seat sort of a situation. Or, oh, I just discovered this cool new app. You got to check it out. And so it's that sharing that goes on inside of that community that is really, really valuable. So that is a part of it as well. And then updates as this space is moving quickly. So every time I do an update, you will get access to that update as well. Now, what I have put together for the Grommet community, what Greg and I actually put together, that's what I did, was rack my brain about what could I give them that would make it so easy for them to be successful? What do I wish I had so much that's not already in the Live Shopping Academy? And so that was a good little exercise for me, and that's what you guys are getting. So when you become a member of Live Shopping Academy, for the first 3 months, because that's the ramp up period where I really want to get you guys feeling awesome about doing this and confident, we're going to do weekly live coaching calls. So once a week, where it's live Q&A, you can give me questions ahead of time, or we can do it right there. Hot seat opportunities for those who are brave enough to do it, where you might want to share one of your live shopping events, and we can all as a group critique it together and help you elevate it and make sure you nail the next one on a whole different level. And then I also, inside of those, dive deep on one of the modules, something that I know is like maybe a really hot topic for you guys based on communication with you. Then I'll go deeper on it and really make sure you understand it on a much deeper level. The other thing I added is the live shopping template pack. I actually love this so much. I would have given anything, because this is that thing of when I started, I thought I really want to have one of those timers, countdown timers, so people know when I'm going live. And I want that screen thing that goes around so it looks like professional. And what do I put in an email to try to get people to go to my shows? And after the show, how can I use email marketing to continue to grow sales? So again, I'm opening my vault and giving you all the things that I use, the ones that work the best, the ones that I've had success with. Let me tell you, there's a lot that didn't work so well, and those kind of go by the wayside. But the good ones are inside that template pack. So that template pack is just going to make it so easy for you guys to get started and kind of look like a seasoned pro right out of the gate. So that's a great one. So that is included. And this one, you have to have this one. So this is the Giveaway Mastery mini course that I created. And again, this was created out of, I knew right away how important giveaways would be for my events, and they have proved to be that times 10, probably the most important thing. But I didn't know how to create a giveaway, how to run it, how do I have people opt in, how do I market it, and then how do I execute it, and then how do I track it later? What are the tools I need? And so I just created, once I figured it out, I created the Giveaway Mastery mini course, and you are getting that. And most of you know, I love my planners. I think I have tried every planner on the face of the earth. And so as soon as I started live shopping, I thought, how can I do live shopping without a planner? And so to plan out the whole year and know ahead of time what those events are so that you're thinking of them and getting ideas for them as time goes along, but then also planning each event flawlessly so that you have covered all your bases. All of that. This is a printable planner that's also customizable. So, you can definitely make it your own, but it will keep you organized and your goals on target and on task. So I love that one as well. And then the fifth one, I am giving to all of my Grommet Brands, all of my Bold Sky members, $100 discount off the price of the Live Shopping Academy. And very happily doing that because I want to get you guys going with it, and just I want to see your guys' businesses soar on a whole nother level. And I know that we can do that together. So I'm really, really excited about that. And the last bonus that is not on here has to do with my special guest that I'm going to bring in right now. And that is the Live Me Up platform that I have talked about. It is the #1 Shopify live shopping app. And since most of you, there's a few exceptions here, but most of you have a Shopify website. So this is sort of a no-brainer for you guys. So I'm really excited to welcome my guest. Let me bring him in here. Guys, he's very patient. He's in France, Paris, France. So he is staying up late. It is almost midnight. Where are you? There you are. Do this. Welcome, guys. Thank you, Jen. This is the founder of Live Me Up. This is Guillaume Foray. And we have done a couple of these together, and I love it every time because I learn something new every time. But as you will see, I'm going to have him give you a tour of the app so you can really get a sense of how you're going to use it on your own website, but you will see how easy it is. And I chose this app over any app that I could use because I do love the fact that he made a very conscious decision to go with one niche and hit it out of the park. And that he has. So his niche, all he does is live shopping for Shopify. And so you know that you are in very, very good hands if you should move forward with live shopping and you need an app. So with that, I would love to turn it over to you to give us the rundown on the app. Oh, let's see. Renee. He's not muted?
No. Here we go.
Guillaume, I don't know if we're not hearing you, but I don't think you're muted. Can you turn your volume up? Oh, darn it. Maybe log out and log back in.
Send them in a private chat.
You're sending him a private chat?
No, how tell.
Okay, well, I think he can hear me. Yeah, he can hear me. So I think maybe come back in is what I'm thinking. That's not happened before. I don't know why.
Maybe go to the slide with the offer in the meantime.
Yeah, while he's doing that, I'm gonna show you guys, again, he's going to give you the tour of the app so you know what it looks like. But let me tell you about the offer that he is going to be sharing with you. I'm just going to kind of jump the gun on that one because it's kind of amazing and it's going to get you really excited. Okay. Whoop, went too far. Actually, let me know when he comes back or if it's working.
He looks like he's back in. I want to try to let him in again.
Okay, we're going to try to let him in again. He's already back in. He's very fast.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, I'm so sorry for that. So yeah,
Okay.
thank you very much for the introduction. It's very sweet of you, and I think each of us on the chat, we appreciate your generosity. So thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let me give you some. There's a couple of questions in the chat here about live streaming, live shopping on Shopify, and so on. So let me, guys, give you some perspective on what's happening today and how's that working. So I'm sharing my screen. Hope you can see that.
I'll go off so you can.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So I mean, Jen, let me know if you see the screen of Doggy's Tree, which is an interesting case that I want to share. Can you see that, Jen? Can you tell me in the chat that you're okay with that? Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So Doggy's Tree is a New York, website for pet accessories, and they started the live campaign just a couple of weeks ago. And what is live shopping on a website? Because that was a question of one of you guys on the chat. So live shopping on a website looks like live shopping anywhere else, by the way. It's a video stream with the host, and Marcy spoke about it, and it's a chat which makes the whole value of this live streaming. And this is a range of product that you're gonna introduce during the live stream, and that the people can browse, can add to cart, and then can proceed to checkout as well. And so that experience, when you see it on a desktop or tablet, looks like this kind of a big screen. But once you see it, and I would say that roughly in our data, 85% of the live stream are watched from a smartphone. So just consider that. So the experience is very much like the TikTok one that you know very well. And so that's a stream in the middle. That's a chat. That's a range of product. And that's a basket. And that's a proceed to checkout. And once we proceed to checkout, what do? We send that to your Shopify checkout page. And then the people, they just have to Apple Pay or whatever, and then they will receive their product. So you see, it's super simple. And to make that work, actually, as Marcy said, we build a platform which we try to make quite seamless. So that is a platform from where you will build your live events. So I just prepared one live for Grommet Friends tonight. And so that kind of live event is created just in a click, create an event. And an event has a product. As synchronize your catalog backend, we know the range of your product price. We know the inventory as well. And so you select your product just by adding one from there. You select the multi-streaming, capability. If you want to send your, there's always a bunch of questions about it, because the principle is you stream on your Shopify. That is the core experience for your clients. And hopefully they should join you on your Shopify. That is the place they will chat with you and they will purchase the product. But then you can as well restream in real time while you are on your Shopify. You restream that on your socials, And it's very good because it triggers notifications on your socials, and all the people following you, they will know that you are live somewhere. So we generate a link, we send that on Facebook and YouTube. Boom, the people, they just, the viewer, your audience, they just click on that link, and they will be directly directed on your Shopify. So that's a very, very much loved feature. And a couple of you guys talked about Amazon before. And so actually, we can as well restream on Amazon. So if you have a boutique or a shop on Amazon and want to leverage that and make one stream from your Shopify goes everywhere, that's the place to be. And so here is the Live Manager. That is the main screen from where you will connect your camera. So your camera is a smartphone. And then you will go onto private test and then open to public. And you will display the player when you are live. And you will your viewer here. And then off you go. You are live. Live is looking like the other one. So it's a very unique moment made of your energy and the way you talk about your product, the way you consider your audience, the way you answer to their questions, interact with them, and you build something very unique. And once the live has ended, then we proceed a replay, and the replay is the one from the history. That one, that is a replay, and the replay, a lot of traffic, and that's a long format, so it's very much by Google and the folks like that about the SEO. And so the recommendation basically is to build a dedicated landing page on your website with live shopping and bringing that onto the menu bar. Live shopping is a very much loved thing. It's video, it can be TV as well, whatever. And people love to watch video on your website today. So that is definitely something to bring forward. Marcy has a quick chat about, very quick intro about shoppable video, which comes along the way. Here you see shoppable and playlist. So that is the other product of the platform. What is shoppable video? That is, look at this Pacifica website from, the West Coast. So they brought many shoppable video on there as carousel on the homepage. And every time they release a new product or they have a kind of seasonal activity and promotions and so on, they bring some video there, and they bring video as well on their product pages. So if you guys, you have something to tell about your product and you think that a video is worth 10,000 words, just bring that on your product page. People will click on it. It's going to be self-opening, and you're going to have a flow of video. So it's not charging there because maybe my connection is a bit weird tonight, but don't worry, it's working very well. So you can see that. And so then your people, they will be able to browse from one video to another one video, to another one video, to another one video. And then finally, you bring to your website that energy that is very much unique of you speaking about your product, introducing your product, or any kind of UGC content, by the way. So if you want to have a look and just figure out how it works, get to the Shopify App Store where we live. Actually, look for live shopping, and we are the first one, or look for Live Me Up. You're gonna find us. You're gonna have an idea of what clients are saying from us, because Marcy is Marcy. But we have many clients in the US, in Canada, and all over Europe, which are telling how much they appreciate our services and our very easy to use technology. You can watch the price quickly and so on. So I just want to say as a conclusion that by bringing forward to you tonight this Marcy's webinar, inviting me, we offer a perk to Marcy's clients, which is a 90% discount on the subscription fees for the first 3 months, plus white glove onboarding. So once you join the Live Shopping Academy, you will be immediately available to, you will be able to download this app. You can download this app, but you will be able to have a massive discount, which I really recommend to use, because that's a no-brainer. It's becoming so cheap for you that it's a no-brainer to try.
No.
The presentation.
Yeah.
Okay, Marcy, do we have any questions?
Let's see. We can also share a screen of an
I
infographic.
see that Howard has a question. While we are live, can we also share our screen of an infographic?
Howard, do you mean like
No,
like images of the product or B-roll video footage or things like that?
I know the meaning of Howard, because some clients of us, they're asking that. I mean, can we bring some pictures, still picture, into a flow of a stream video? Yes, you can do that, absolutely. But then you cannot do that using a smartphone to broadcast yourself. You need to use an OBS or StreamYard, or maybe Restream, by the way, which can connect as well with our platform. And then you will bring still images within the stream. It works very well. So if you're interested, then I can show you how it works.
That's actually, I'm glad Howard asked that, because many apps don't do that. They don't allow for that. So Howard, maybe that's why you asked that. So that was one of the things that I do love about, and if you've seen my shows, you know, I actually do quite a bit of that, where I'll bring in a still, or sometimes in live shopping, there's certain things you just can't show on camera. I mean, on, you know, live screen. And same with QVC and HSN. I won't do an event where I don't have what we call B-roll footage, which is basically video footage that we cut away to, because there's certain little shots sometimes I can get of the product that I can't quite get across the way I want to when I'm live. Like maybe inside the bag, it's hard to see because it's dark. So if I had filmed that ahead of time, you can bring that in. So those are some of the things where you kind of walk before you run. Like, if you don't need to use that out of the gate, but how nice that Live Me Up has that option should you want to add that in at some point. And you will, as time goes on, you'll find a lot of reasons to do that for sure. So here's the thing. I don't know if you guys heard exactly what he said, but I want to reiterate it because it's so off the charts. So basically what he said is, if you sign on to the Live Shopping Academy as one of the major perks of this thing that Greg and I have put together for all of you, you are also getting the Live Me Up platform, 3 months of use of that Live Me Up platform. So that's, you know, kind of during that time we're doing the live calls together, you're jumping into it. So you're getting a chance to really use it and make sure you love it. And during that time, he's giving you 90% off of the Live Me Up platform. And so he's got different levels of the platform. And so, Guillaume, can you remind me what the names of the different levels are and what's in them?
So we have a Grow plan at $89 per month, and then we have a Scale plan at $249.
So if you choose the Grow plan, you're basically spending less than $9 a month.
Yeah.
It's normally $89.
Yeah.
Pretty off the charts. But not only that, what I said to him is, how can we make this whole process so easy for my Grommet and Bold Sky members? Because the tech, I know, can scare a lot of people. And so the other thing that he is doing for all of you is offering you sort of white glove onboarding to make sure that tech, getting it onto your website and all of that, it is pretty easy anyway, but he's going to make sure that you feel very taken care of and that it's a very seamless process for you. And then also to have tech office hours that you can get in touch with him or someone from his team if you should have any issues as you go along. So off the charts. And I'm so grateful to you, Guillaume, for putting that together for us and for these members. So how that works. So I'm going to go back to that one slide for just a second here. Okay, so let's talk about the offering in general. So as you saw with the Live Shopping Academy, you're getting the full-blown Live Shopping Academy, lifetime access, private membership, all of that. And you're getting that $100 discount. So that's where you're seeing the $399. So typically just my course is $499. Okay, so you're getting that for $399, but you're also getting the live coaching calls every single week with me. It will be me. And typically those are going to be about 60 minutes, about an hour long. You are getting that template pack that we talked about. You're getting the giveaway mastery mini course, and you're getting that live shopping success planner. And once you actually go through the sign up process, we're going to be giving you a special code that is going to enable you to get that 90% discount from Live Me Up. So that's how all of that works. And so you're going to have a special code from us right after this webinar. You're going to get an email from us that has a special code that gives you access to this offer, because this offer is not being offered to other people. And so Grommet, Bold Sky are the only two that are getting this offer. So you're going to get that code. And when you go through checkout, you'll also have the link to actually find out more about the course and sign up for the course. And then you're going to enter that code to get it for $3.99 instead of $4.99, and to get all of those bonuses for free. And that is good through, so there is an expiration date on that. It's through midnight this coming Saturday, July 13th on the East Coast. So 9 p.m. It shuts down basically at 9 p.m. on the West Coast, midnight on the East Coast. And that holds true for the Live Me Up offer and for everything that we discussed. So what happens after midnight? So you can still get all of these things, but it's not $3.99. It is, as you're seeing right there, it goes up to $9.56. I know that's an odd number, but you're paying full price for the course. So you're not getting that discount. You're not doing the weekly live coaching calls, the template pack, the mini course, or the planner. And then Live Me Up goes up to their regular price. And that is $89 for the Grow version and $249 per month for the enterprise. I think that's what it was called. So I'm hoping that you can see how fantastic this is. And because, again, I want to make it even more seamless than that, I also am building in a no-risk 30-day money-back guarantee on the Live Shopping Academy. So if you get into it and you're just thinking this is no good, which I know you're not going to be thinking, or it's just not, live shopping is not for you, whatever it is, I want you to feel comfortable that you're not locked in. So anytime during those 30 days, you can absolutely tell, risk-free money-back guarantee. So that I just, again, wanted to make it so seamless for you. The other thing that we've done is we have put together a 3-month payment plan in case you're in a spot where budget is a concern. So you will basically divide, you'll see it on the link that we're going to send you, but it's basically the $3.99 divided by 3. And so it'll be 3 equal payments, if that makes sense. So again, just to recap, after the webinar, you are going to get an email that will have the special code to access that offer so that you're not paying full and you are getting everything that we talked about. Great question, Pakuzi. I'm so glad you're here, Mir. I'm so happy. I've been telling her for so long, her product and she are so perfect for live shopping. So this makes me very happy to have you here. And she's asking, when does the course begin? So the course opens on Monday, July 21st. And the way the course works, this was another question that was in the chat about how long does it take to take the course and all of that. So the way I worked it is I want it to be very self-paced. So when it starts, when I originally launched the course a while back, and I have many of my original members on, and what we did was sort of a drip strategy where we did one module at a time, because in my mindset I thought, well, I want you to really understand this module before you go on to this one. But really, as I think about it, people will be in different places at different times when it comes to your live shopping journey. So I want you to be able to access whatever you need in that moment. And so, and again, when you have questions about wherever you are on your journey, you're going to jump into those live coaching calls and we're going to get your questions answered. So I just want to reiterate again, my whole goal is I got your back. You're not going into live shopping alone. I'm giving you all the tools and the resources and the direct access to me. And I know Guillaume is doing the same with the platform, because there's so many, I get that this is a new world and you're diving into something brand new and it's scary. And so we just wanted to really make you feel comfortable with it and taken care of so that you can start seeing some of the things we talked about today as quickly as possible. So hopefully that explains all that. Linda, you are very welcome. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I'm going to just hit on a couple more questions for anybody that wants to stay on. Some people are asking about Grommet Live, and I'm glad you're staying on because I have one more bonus for you that I forgot to mention. Thank you, Jen. We put together sort of what I'm going to just call a fast action bonus, because the first 5 people who decide to sign on are going to get this bonus. and it's only for 5 people. And that bonus relates to the question that was asked in the chat. And that is, people are saying, how do I get my product? I guess 2 or 3 people said, how can I get my product on Grommet Live? What I'm going to do is, for the first 5 people that sign up, you are going to get a feature on Grommet Live at no cost. And so if you have never seen Grommet Live before, it is a show that I host for them across all their social media platforms. And it's a lot of fun. And every show I feature roughly somewhere between, usually it's 6 or 7 products on a show. So each product is typically about a 7 to 10 minute feature. And it is I don't ask you a lot about your product ahead of time, because I like to kind of formulate my own opinion about the product and how I use it. And I share that with the audience. So it is a real deep dive. It's a nice big segment of time where I talk about every element of the product and how to use it. And so it's really, you're going to see live shopping in action through Grommet Live. And so you will get that. It's typically, to be on Grommet Live, there is a fee to be on of $200. And so that is going to be waived. So that's just another add-on to the value that you're getting there. But for others who don't get in on the fast action, so beyond the 5, we're going to be sending out, we took a little bit of a hiatus as I was getting ready to launch this course, but we are going to be sending out new information to all Grommet brands interested. You guys, in my opinion, you're nuts to not be on Grommet Live. And I'll tell you why. Not just because of the sales that happen. And sometimes sales, and again, it's not usually about sales. And one statistic I didn't mention is that 80% of conversions that happen from a live shopping event happen after the event. And that could be a little ways after the event. But what Grommet has found, and why they have been so happy about having a Grommet Live show, is that they're starting to rank first page on many of the products that are on Grommet as a result of Grommet Live. So when you get featured, what Grommet does is they'll splice them into, as we talked about, they're repurposing that content and putting them on their socials and, living on YouTube indefinitely. And so that is getting your product found when you don't even know that that's happening. So that's that flywheel effect that happens. And so the brands that call and get upset because they didn't get the number of sales that they thought they were going to get, I wish I had time to talk to each one of them to explain that is so short-sighted. It's nobody's fault, because they don't understand the whole picture. Unless you are on here now, you do understand. But you should absolutely be taking that content from Grommet Live and building that into email marketing and putting that on your product listing pages, putting it across all your social media platforms, and using it year-round to drive sales. And because my live shopping segments that I do for you guys are typically almost 10 minutes, that's a lot of time on page. And so I say typically, so I'm going to say between 5 and 10, depends. You can also, and this was not supposed to be a sales pitch for Grommet Live at all, but I do want you guys to understand it since I have you guys here. There is also an option to have our editing team create a separate edited clip of your feature on Grommet, which is awesome. I mean, I can't imagine ever saying no to that, because that's that content that you can put everywhere and really drive sales, and even on your Amazon product listing page. Because what we can do with our editing team is have them edit out that it's, came from Grommet Live, because Amazon doesn't let other brands. So there's ways for us to edit that out and just have that content of me talking about the product and demoing the product. And because I've done it as long as I have, I do know those things, those little strategies to really get interest, drive interest in the product and convert. Ariane, who I featured a couple of his products, and I still am in love with your products, by the way, beauty brand, Halo and Earth, for those who don't know. He's asking, does $956 include Live Me Up, or that's an additional $89 per month? So Ariane, I want to be clear that until Saturday night at midnight, it's not $956, it is $399 for all of that. So that's just for starters. But let's say you decide to purchase after. So the $956, you know what? Thank you for asking that, because that's a little confusing. In that $956 is it? Now I'm getting confused. The $89, I think I put the $89 a month in that.
You did.
Yes. Yeah. So that Grow plan is in that $956. So that's why it got to that number. So hopefully, let me know if that answered your question. Let's see, any other ones I am missing here? I think we got most of them. Oh, there was a question about promotion strategies by intent. So meaning if your goal is to drive, I think this is what was meant with the question. If your goal is to drive email subscribers, is to grow your email subscriber list, which is an amazing goal and should be one goal on every show, in my opinion. But yeah, the promotion for that event would be much more heavy on the giveaway than the promotion on another event. So it just depends. And if your event, the goal is just to drive sales, you just want to, you need that cash injection right now, then we will talk about a promotion strategy. Well, first of all, we talk about what we're going to do inside your event. What's that format going to be to drive strategies? Are we going to do a buy one, get one? We want to create this FOMO sort of effect during that show, right? And so maybe we create a special gift set that's never been offered before and that's only available during this live. And so that can kind of create that frenzy that has people adding to cart. So yes, absolutely. And that's why when I talk about the foundational, it sounds boring to lay the foundation before you do it. But if you do that work ahead of time, that's where we decide and we plan over the course of a year or a quarter or a month what goals you want to achieve with live shopping. We can plug those into those different events. And then, yes, you would use a different promotion strategy. So the promotions would be all about this exclusive gift set that's, only offered during the live. And here's the special promo code to jump in on it during the live. So that's very different than and then I'm launching a new product. And in fact, I'm glad I thought of that, because if you have a product that hasn't launched, maybe you already have one and you have one coming or you're thinking about, live shopping is amazing for that, because you can build this audience before you ever launch the product, because you can, during your live events, be talking about what's coming, giving them special coupon codes to be able to take advantage of on launch day. And you can build a waiting list for the product. So rather than launching a product to crickets and just kind of praying, you are actively marketing the product before you sell it. And the truth is, I don't often talk about this, but it is absolutely true, is you can pre-sell your product with live shopping. There are no rules. As long as you are clear about the price and what they get for it when they're getting it, you can pre-sell, and people do that. And so that's, you can offer it for a discount if people want to purchase ahead of time. So that's another thing you can do. If you have a sample and you can demo it, fantastic. And guess what? While you were doing that, you just created social media content that you can use to market the product and build the wait list or pre-sell. So live shopping is an amazing tool for people that have products in development. Number one, because it's a product development tool, but number two, for those reasons. So you will see that the benefits just keep, it's this, I keep saying flywheel effect, because I'm always amazed by these little things that happen because of my events that I would have never thought of, like that SEO, and who would have thought? So it is something to be a part of, you guys. And because I know how frustrating it can be with e-commerce right now, this is kind of that lifeline that you guys go after it, get on board. It is not going anywhere. It is here to stay. And the brands that are going to stay kind of stuck in the old playbooks of e-commerce are going to be left behind. Their customers aren't paying attention there anymore. They want live content. 82% of American consumers in that same study said they prefer live content from the brands they buy from over video and over static. They want that interaction. And I personally believe it's because why live shopping is doing so well. It's because we're becoming more and more disconnected from human beings with AI and all of the apps and the tech and all of that, oh my gosh, retail's closing down left and right. We can't even walk into the stores the way we used to. But this, we get to interact not just with the person that's selling the product, but with everybody who's on the same stream with you. It's so fun. You get to know these people, and I feel like all my Grommet Live peeps that come back again and again and again, I know them so well, and yet I've never met most of them. So that's what happens. And that's how you create that long-term repeat customer and a business that can thrive for years and years because you're connected with them and you know what they need, you know what they want, and you know how to talk to them. So you guys, I know I've gone way over. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. This was super fun. So many great questions. And Guillaume, thank you. I don't know if he's even still in there. I'm going to bring him back in. I'm not seeing him. I think I lost him. Well, that's probably good. He needs to go to bed. It's almost midnight. So anyway, I'm so grateful to him for that incredible offer that he is giving you guys. So again, look for an email from us. I think, Jen, did you put the QR code up in the chat? She's going to put the QR code up in the chat. You can click that. She'll also put the link up. Oh, not in the chat. There it is. You can click on that, get all the details about the Live Shopping Academy in case you missed anything. You can also sign up right there, but you're going to want the code from Jen that you'll get in your email to get in on all the bonuses. So you'll get that very, very shortly. And oh, Barbara was on. I'm so glad. Thank you guys again so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you on Grommet Live or inside the Live Shopping Academy. Bye-bye.